何人か見に来てくれてるっぽいな。あ、配信の練習をしてるだけなので、特にゲームの説明とかも最後にダラダラやってる感じっす。なんかチームでこのゲーム見つけて、なんだろう、ゲームの説明がだいぶ良かったんですよね。マップにギミックがある感じで、今も鳥が運んでくれた感じですね。はい、
On the subject of communications, the Mars time conglomerate has asked me to mention that even though a Mars sol is 40 minutes longer than a day on Earth, you do not have to manually add 40 minutes to your clocks every sol. We are officially on Mars clock time, so every second, minute and hour across all systems and devices are 2.7% longer by design. I know it's confusing at first, but just keep time as usual. For all practical purposes, we live a 24-hour day up here, just like we did on Earth.
Слушайте радио носталгию за Марса.
Okay, on with the show. Well, we've had a few requests for some classical music, and boy do I have a double treat for all you classical and vinyl lovers out there. A genuine record playing off an actual record player on loan from a dedicated RNFM fan. So grab a tube of OMS, sit back, and enjoy some chill neoclassical vibes with this warm vinyl sound right here on Radio Nostalgia.
書いてあるが、ここ入れるとこいつが落ち葉を吸ってくれるのかな。なんか落ち葉はフリークと一緒でチケポチ扱いだった気がする。こういうピンポイントに当てなくちゃいけないところが 一番難しい気がするぞ、このゲームは。でここまで来ちゃったから一旦こっちに乗っけて届かねえし。これだったら乗るかな。ダメですね。もうちょっと手前で止めたかったんだけどな。落ちるんかい。20段オーバーしたことなしたのか。
Take a moment, relax, and remember, with radio nostalgia,マジでクリアするのはなかなか難しそう。これが一発でこれぐらいのところを一発で越えるのはちょっと難しい。あ、行っちゃった。これぐらいで。こ
いいねいいね。で、これで5ポイントでは超えられるか。これが、上を越えなくちゃいけないのかな。上を越えないといけないとなると、これでも厳しい気がする。ダメだね。やっぱ上を越えるんだ。いい感じに止まった。あと、ここに乗っければ、安全に乗っけるかな。あれなぁ。これで、はい。こんなんでバスを使ってしまった。危ねえ。これの意味がわからん。上に行く、ここをどんどん抜けていくルートと、下で、ここでベルトコンベヤーがあって、こっちに行くルートかな。下ルートだとこれに乗って上に上がっていくし、こっちだったら、こっちも結局、こっちから上に行けそうもないから、下の方が楽なのかな。本当だ。これでも、試しにやって。
Muzika iz starih dobrih dana. Radio nostalgija sa Marsa.
From neoclassical to
下に行
electronica,
こうに
we
も、
really do have it all here
あそ
on
こに
Radio
うまい
Nostalgia
こ
from
と行く
Mars.
のはかなり難
First we
し
heard
そ
an
う
original
な。
vinyl with music from an unknown composer, lost to time, I'm afraid.
まあでも、
All I can say is it's a white label test pressing found in a recycling bin with just the word Aftermath written across the label. After that we got the blood pumping, an upbeat tune from Polytet AD and their classic tune,
もうち
Do
ょっ
You Love
と
Me?
手前に落ちないと
Want to keep that blood pumping? Remember, exercise is mandatory. No groans, no bones.
といった。
And mental exercise is just as important, so get on down to your local rec center for a dose of mentally stimulating team activities and some delicious OMAS. Okay, on to our next caller for the show. Manu reminds us that one person's pleasure is another person's pain, and that we might not all relax in the same way to the same things.
X 線ってことね。この
I
X
go
は。
back in a heartbeat. Tesla City is unbearable. As far as I'm concerned, this promised land is anything but a dictatorship without oxygen. All these daily routines and protocols about everything we took for granted on Earth are so exhausting. Is it safe to take off your hazmat to breathe? Is the water distilled from all our urine really safe? And exactly what behavior will trigger a social credit demotion? Not to mention, every sneeze is suspect. The whole dome has to be sanitized if someone even sniffles. You'd think we figured it out during the pandemics. I know social distancing up here is impossible, but how freaking difficult is it to keep your hands clean and just not sneeze on stuff? Anyway, maybe that's humanity in a nutshell. After all, we walked on the moon before really learning to walk on Earth. I digress. I just want to say that the effort put into maintaining basic life functions in this state-of-the-art society outweighs the benefit of being alive. Use your head, can't you? Use your head. You're on Earth, there's no cure for that. Sam Beckett wrote that in Endgame. We're not cured, regardless of what our de facto overlords claim. It's ironic that the only thing we managed to export culturally onto another planet is a Silicon Valley brand of Protestantism. Sorry for rambling. Anyway, I called into the program to share some
Your home away from home. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Now, as much as we appreciate our regular callers, there is one person we would really love to hear from. A man many of us owe our lives to. Our national hero, the Mars mission pilot, who brought us here safely so many years ago. Believe it or not, he finally made it back to Earth. After all these years, his dream finally came true. As we all know, he's had a very difficult time adapting to life here on Mars. We all have, just not in the public eye like him. So Charlie, this is Radio Nostalgia from Mars, personally reaching out to you. Charlie, we'd really appreciate it if you took some time to share a bit of the atmosphere from Earth with us. I'm sure many of our listeners are eager to hear your thoughts on being back. Just speak into the mic in your helmet. A few recorded words. Anything.
Well, it's worth a shot. I know he's the biggest fan of Radio Nostalgia from Mars, and he's probably listening now from a rooftop somewhere in Alphaville. So stay tuned to see if he responds. But to be honest, I don't think we'll be hearing from him anytime soon, sadly. Oh well, who can blame him? Let's not spoil his moment any longer. Continue our own trip down memory lane.
I'm sure listeners of RNFM who suffer from nostalgia like me will appreciate them. In the meditation dome, we can listen to the light sounds of the Tuscan country, the olive grove shores of Kefalonia, the blue Danube below the Schwarzwald. I went to the meditation dome a few times, but just like yoga, I can't stand it. Simply, I don't miss nature at all. I was never a nature person, never really liked hiking or camping. I miss the city. This whole predicament started because we mixed with wilderness in the first place. This bullshit about Mother Nature sugarcoated the fact that maybe we were supposed to keep a sharp boundary between ourselves and the wild. And now, we're demoted from Earthling to miserable Martian status. So at the end of every day, soul, I escape into texts I brought along. I drink that horrid canteen coffee and listen to urban sounds I recorded 15 years ago, mostly in New York and London. Here are some of my favorite sounds. Here's the sound of my bicycle rolling down the street.
届かないな。あんまり強くでも跳ね返りが
And the sound of the bustling city in the morning, a call and response of cars and birds. And the giggling of my kids in Washington Square as a group of street performers play the boombox and do tricks. A kettle going off and the smell of Turkish coffee.
ここに奇跡的に入ったらどうなるんだろう。試してみる。
And for some reason, I'm obsessed with the sound of the New York MTA.
あべ。なんかダメだな。ちょっと
まもなくは急です。
やっぱそういうギミックか。
Nehmen Sie sich einen Moment Zeit. Entspannen Sie sich und erinnern Sie sich mit Radionostalgie vom Mars.
これは空いてるタイミングじゃないとダメってことかな。そういうことですね。で、これはもう乗ってはっ手前に何か人がいる。これっちいけんのかな。でもこれに当たりそうに来るんだよな。ダメだ。いけんのかなこれ。あ、普通にいけるな。で、これで発射する感じかな。
Why did we stop?
We didn't. See,
あ、違う、上か。
Why did you stop?
We didn't. See, it's an illusion. We're still
危ね。
あなたの第二の故郷ラジオノスタルジアフロムマーズ
Thank you, Manya, for sharing both your thoughts and your favorite sounds with us. That MTA recording actually got me digging into my proverbial record crate because it reminded me of this old track from my DJing days back on Earth called Tokyo 320, a minimal tech house homage to life in the commute and traveling while standing still. Wonderful stuff.
上に日本語が聞こ
Also
えてきて
wonderful though is
驚
the
いた。
spate of ecoplastic stockpiling occurring in sectors 7 through 12 after rumors of a pending shortage. Guys, ecoplastic items are freely dispensed at conveniently located kiosks around Tesla City, so there's simply no need to hoard any ecoplastic items. In fact, hoarding them deprives the 3D printers of the recyclable material they need to make them freely available. So your stockpiling is kind of defeating the point of renewable resources. There's a 14-sol grace period to return all parts not in use. No questions asked. Besides, however much you hold on, there's just one thing you can't stockpile.
最悪。
Twój dom daleko od domu. Radio Nostalgia z Marsa.
Stockpiled on water, stockpiled on soul, stockpiled on blankets, stockpiled on coal, stockpiled on rice, stockpiled on apples, stockpiled on beans, stockpiled on sardines, stockpiled on wine, stockpiled on rum, but I cannot stockpile on love, stockpile on love, stockpile on love,
こういうないとダメなのかよ、これ。
stockpiled on books, stockpiled on gas, stockpiled on toilet paper, stockpiled on maids, stockpiled on butter, stockpiled on toast, stockpiled on silver, stockpiled on gold, stockpiled on bourbon, stockpiled on scotch, but I cannot stockpile on love, stockpile on love,
さっき開いたじゃ
Katarina
ん。
Payak there, reminding us that all the good things in the world are no substitute for love. So, if you've recently matched with someone via our repopulation program and you've received a date for your first meetup, don't forget to add it to your mandatory diary. There does seem to be some confusion about scheduling based on the new double month standard, but it's really quite simple, guys. There are now 24 months in our year, and there are 2 of each month,
足りるかな
January 1 and January 2, February 1 and February 2, and so on. Each month is now 28 sols long, except for every 6th month, which is 27 sols long. I hope that clears up the situation. Any further queries in writing, please, can be submitted directly.
これが終わりたので終わります。